strategy. The federal government says it plans to lease and build on underused federally owned lands. It's part of the 2024 federal budget, which was tabled this week, and CHCH News has been looking into the idea and how it could be used here in the Golden Horseshoe. Eric Viano joins us live now with more on this. Good evening, Eric.
Hi, Matt. Well, these federal lands can include post offices, government buildings, or an armory. We do know that one in Nova Scotia is said to be on the list, so we asked specifically about this one here behind me on James Street North, but for now, there's no answers.
In this budget, we have pulled every lever and pressed every button to get more homes built faster across the country.
In Burlington this morning, CHCH News asked Federal Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland about what lands the government plans to lease and build on to provide more affordable housing. We asked specifically about the John Weir Foot Armory, but the response was vague.
It does include armories across the country. It includes post offices across the country. We're going to have more to unroll in that space very soon. But I am very interested in ideas you have on federal lands in your community that we could be unlocking to get more homes built faster.
Associate Professor of Political Science Peter Grafe says this plan likely won't see the lands opened up immediately.
Because these processes, are long, multi-year processes, one has to start sometime. An acceleration of it certainly does increase the opportunity to have these lands used for different kinds of housing in what could be quite prime locations across the country.
According to this map by Affordable 360, there are a handful of federal-owned lands in Hamilton, seen in purple, while the orange land is provincially owned and the red is lower single-tier government lands. Housing advocates in the city continue to raise awareness of the housing crisis and say the government's strategy is a welcome idea.
Acorn is always open to having affordable housing. It's what matters, and if we can get rid of a few places that are not being used, I think we should.
I've been asking for this because I really think the government, the federal government, needs to oversee all this.
Housing advocate Angela Voss has previously suggested the John Weir Foot Armory could be opened up as a shelter for the homeless population, specifically during the winter months.
It's not going to be tomorrow where these houses are built. So I think utilizing these facilities in between that can really create that holistic environment.
This morning, CHCH News attempted to ask Freeland about the possibility of the armory being used as a shelter, but did not get the chance.
There has been discussion, though, because
it's one question, one follow-up. Next question, please. It's one question, one follow-up. Next question, please.
Now, I did email Freeland's office to try and get that question answered, but her office just pointed me back to that news conference from this morning.